Hey Harry Potter fans, Peter Kenneth here. Welcome back to the Potter Collector channel, where we are a community of collectors. Today is the day that I release the video that is most requested, an updated tour of the Potter Collector Library. Now there are some new translations that have not made it to the library yet. So they are not on the shelves, but I'm going to show you everything else that's in here, all of the different editions and translations and all of the things on top of my shelves, which has like a room of requirement theme to it. So let's get started. The two cases that you see here hold rare translations. I don't have any rare English Harry Potter books in the Potter Collector Library. Those are all kept at an undisclosed location. But in this first case, we have the Big Six, which are the top 6 rarest and hardest to find translations of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And then in this case are some rare translations that are either Philosopher's Stone or something like Urdu, Goblet of Fire, which is a super rare book. This German alternative cover is one of about 100 copies in the world, so that's definitely a rare book. Translations that are signed are pretty rare, so I have a Chamber of Secrets German signed book here. If you've been part of the Potter Collector community for a while, you will recognize this book as the last translation I needed to have every published translation of books 1 through 7. Chamber of Secrets in Malayalam. Here's a first edition Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in Italian, and you'll notice that it says Joanne Rowling at the top. This was later changed to J.K. Rowling, and Harry does not have glasses on. This was requested by J.K. Rowling to be changed, and they added some glasses to this artwork. To the Big Six on this side, we have Gujarati, which is a very hard to find Indian language. I lucked out because I collected translations fairly early and purchased it when the translation was released. Here is Greenlandic. These are in no particular order. It's estimated that about 3,000 copies of this book were printed. Next up we have Nepali, which is a small book, very cute small book, and the reason that this is a rare translation, there weren't a lot printed and it's difficult to find in Nepal. Asturian is a favorite of many translation collectors because of the cover artwork. It's also most likely the rarest of the translations. 700 copies were printed. You saw Chamber of Secrets Malayalam. Here is Philosopher's Stone in Malayalam. Similar to Gujarati, I purchased this early on when the translation was released. And last but not least is Macedonian Philosopher's Stone. Here is the target mirror of Erised. And over here, the Potter Collector silver play button. A question I get asked a lot is, where did you get your bookshelves? These are from IKEA, and they're the Besta. I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but it's Besta, B-E-S-T-A, and they are fully customizable, which is fantastic. I mean, these down here are Besta, not the display cases themselves. These I purchased at like displaycases.com or something. But yeah, the shelves are all Besta from IKEA. They have different sizes, so you can kind of create a library with bookshelves. All right, let's talk about these guys down here for a second. These are the Warner Brothers maquettes that were sold at the Warner Brothers store. They are all rare and hard to find, but some are extremely rare and hard to find. For example, Hagrid, it's estimated that there are less than 25 that exist today, mainly because he's hollow inside, so extremely fragile. Not a lot of them were made because the Warner Brothers Studio store closed very soon after they released these maquettes. Hermione never even made it to the store. This is a prototype of what the Hermione maquette would have looked like, but the store shut down and unfortunately they didn't continue making them. They were going to make 2,500 of each of them, but Hagrid, they're about 25. Dumbledore, Snape, and Ron, about 75, and there were about 500 of Harry produced. And then Hermione, one of the finished maquettes, the colored maquettes, was sold years ago, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful maquette, and it's the only one that's been known to have been rescued, but this prototype popped up, and I almost like this better than a finished maquette because the colored one was never released, so it's fun to have like a prototype of what Hermione would have been had she been released. So these are my favorite merchandise pieces in the collection. You may also be noticing that there's some writing on each of the maquettes. They are signed by Fred Bode, who is the designer of them, and on the bottom each one is numbered out of 2,500. Again, not 2,500 were made. And Hagrid here is number 1 of 2,500, or number 1 of the few that they actually made. Alright, it's time to start showing you the bookshelves. Now I'm just going to go in order starting with Afrikaans and Albanian and just go through the different shelves. I may pick a few of the books off and show them to you, but for the most part, you're just going to see the spines in this video. If you want to see the covers of most of the books in this library, check out the previous videos I've posted. I think they're like 2 years old though. And I go through each book. So one video is for book 1, one is for book 2, one video is for book 3, etc. That was back when I had 1,000 books. This is 16 to 1,700 books. So you will be missing a lot, but you'll get kind of an idea of what the covers look like. And another thing I want to say is I get asked by people saying, you know, why do you collect the same book multiple times? Well, they're actually not the same book. They're in different languages. Most have different cover artwork, different editions. As a collector, it's something I enjoy doing. This is an investment. I'm super proud of the fact that I've only paid 1/3 the value of my collection. So if and when I do decide to sell it, I don't know if I will, but if I do, it will be worth it. And that's something that I tell these people who ask these questions all the time, and anyone can do it. Anyone can invest in books. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I started this collection with $20. I purchased a book that I knew was worth more, bought it, resold it, and then I had a collecting budget. So I used some of that money to add new books to my collection and some of that money to buy more books to resell. And that's how my collecting journey started, and that's how this collection grew. And I still use that exact same method today. So it's not too late. All you have to do is basically learn Harry Potter books, which is what I did. It's self-taught. Lots of research. You can do it too. Let's check out the books. So up here we have Afrikaans, Albanian, these are Arabic over here, Armenian, Azerbaijani, Basque, and more Basque. This is one of the new translations, Belarusian, I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Bengali, Bosnian, these are fun books. Look at that cover artwork. Brenton, Bulgarian. These Bulgarian books were just released and the cover artwork is so good. I'm gonna do like a reaction or review of these new books, but here's a little preview of what this cover artwork looks like. These are Catalan, and if you have been part of the Potter Collector community for a while, you know those are some of my favorite covers. These are also Catalan. This is Valencian, which is an adaptation of Catalan. That's why I have it after Catalan. Traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, more simplified Chinese, Croatian, Czech, Danish, Dutch. That's a fun set here. More Dutch and more Dutch. And now we're starting English. So these are the UK edition English books. So the original text. Hardcovers and paperbacks, I had to have both. Large print. Look at how much bigger those are. I need to get the other books for this set. These are the deluxe editions. Adult editions. Adult editions. These are the celebratory editions. I don't have all of these. I have them all in the Australian version, but I need to get the rest in the UK version. These are the signature edition hardcovers and the signature edition paperbacks. Johnny Duddle editions, also in paperback. These are the new adult Davidson covers. The way he created this artwork was by burning wood, essentially. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. These are the slipcase gift editions. And now we're starting with the 20th anniversary house editions. As of now, they have only published up through Goblet of Fire. They're going to do all 7 books, all houses. Now we're starting with Australian, and actually these should be after these, so I don't know why I have them here. But these are the Australian celebratory editions, and the celebratory editions were released around when the movies were released. The first edition set of Australian. And now we're starting with Canadian books, and you'll see Raincoast on the spine. That tells us that they are Canadian books. Paperbacks and book club Canadian books. Here is American English. Paperbacks, and then over here we have some book club editions. And the rest of the book club editions, they stopped at Order of the Phoenix. Library bound copies. This is a favorite of many collectors. The School Market Edition of Sorcerer's Stone. Gorgeous cover artwork by Mary Grandpré. This particular book here is what started this collection. I told you I had 20 bucks. I bought this book for 20 bucks and resold it for $250. So this is the one that started it all. American Deluxe Editions, 15th Anniversary Edition, 20th Anniversary Edition, and the last 2 American books. Now we have Estonian, Faroese, paperback Faroese, Filipino, Finnish. These are also Finnish books. French Deluxe Editions. I still need Deathly Hallows. This is the 40th anniversary of the publisher, Harry Potter edition of Sorcerer's Stone. Here's a special edition box set that most collectors call the Room of Requirement set. Got some newer French sets over here. Galician, Georgian, and lots of German books. So the original hardcovers, original paperbacks, special editions, book club edition, adult editions, the spell editions. The spell editions are fun. On the text block is a spell or multiple spells. Depending on how you hold the book, it reveals kind of the spell. So, priori incantatem. More German books. This set is very fun. I love seeing the different characters on the spines. Cloth-bound special edition, and the 20th anniversary editions. I did a full video review on these. They are beautiful books. Ancient Greek and Greek, Hebrew, Hindi, Hawaiian, Hungarian, Icelandic, Indonesian. Those are also Indonesian, Irish Gaelic, Italian. Actually gifted this book to a friend, so I need to purchase a new one for myself. But here are some other Italian books. More Italian, Japanese, which are also some of my favorite covers. There's just something about this artwork that I love. And in my collection, I actually own an alternative cover to this first part of Order of the Phoenix. These I call the Japanese baby books because they're so small. These are new 20th anniversary edition Japanese books. Khmer, Korean, Latin, Latvian, Lithuanian, Low German, Luxembourgish. That's fun to say, Luxembourgish. The other Macedonian books. The first book is, of course, in the display case, one of the big 6. Malaysian, Marathi, Mongolian, Montenegrin, Norwegian, and some more Norwegian, Occitan, Persian, also known as Farsi Persian, Polish. These are also Polish. Brazilian Portuguese. European Portuguese. Romanian. These are the new Romanian translations. Russian, Russian adult editions, Russian deluxe editions, the Russian black editions, which are so beautiful. I'm gonna pull one off for you. Aren't those beautiful? Russian, Scots, Serbian Cyrillic. Serbian Cyrillic. These are also known as a series of unfortunate event covers because they basically look just like a series of unfortunate events. Now, there was no Deathly Hallows published in Serbian Cyrillic. These are Serbian Latin, Sinhala, Slovak, Slovenian, Spanish, 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 Swedish. These are the new Swedish 20th anniversary editions. Tamil, Telugu, Thai, more Thai, Tibetan, Turkish, Ukrainian, Urdu, Vietnamese. Now, these Vietnamese books are really, really fun. These are actually chapter books, so they released one book every week, and each one has a chapter or two in them. Now, they only published up through Order of the Phoenix, but from Philosopher's Stone to Order of the Phoenix, there are 61 of these little books. How crazy is that? Can you imagine having to wait a whole week to continue reading Harry Potter? We have Welsh, and then last but not least, West Frisian. Now, these books down here are all Braille. All of the different Braille books come in multiple parts. So, for example, Goblet of Fire is in 10 parts. I always find it so amazing that someone can read by touch. It's like absolutely incredible to me. Now, the books that I showed you don't include the rare and signed books in my collection. If you want to see those, I have various videos about them and showing them to you guys. All right, let's go to the room of requirement to show you what is on top of my shelves. Now, at some point, I will be taking all of this down, reorganizing it, but I wanted to show you basically what's up here quickly. As many of you have asked, there's Noble Collection stuff, there's books, paper replicas, subscription box items, Wizarding World of Harry Potter items, some Funko Pops. I'm a little picky about which Funko Pops I collect. Newt Scamander's case there. Tom Riddle's diary. The Sorting Hat. So the theme on top is remove requirement, mainly because it's a little bit cluttered. Again, I need to reorganize it. A lot of you have always asked, like, show us the potions that are on top of your shelves that you're always mentioning. So that is what's on top of my shelves. Just various merchandise items. I like it some days, and other days I don't like it. So I think the best solution will be to take everything down, reorganize it, and see what I don't need, essentially, to put up here. But yeah, that is what is on top of the shelves. I hope the wait was worth it for you. Here is the Potter Collector Library update. If you have any questions about Harry Potter collecting, or anything else, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also join the Potter Collector community on Instagram at the Potter Collector, or on Twitter at Potter Collector. Now it's time to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, keep collecting. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. You can subscribe right up here. You can also look at some previously posted content down here. If you have any questions about Harry Potter books or collecting, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help. But for now, I must go. See you next time.
Whoa, where'd he go?